What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I decided to show you how I furnished my first investment property in Dubai, and here is a snapshot of before and after. As you could have seen from the video, the property is actually not big. It's just a one-bedroom apartment of roughly 50 meters squared size, yet it is located in a very good area in Dubai. It's in downtown / business bay and has amazing views to Burj Khalifa. Besides that, is located on the 22nd floor of this new build, and it just has everything packed new and ready to be used. When I was furnishing this apartment, I was actually documenting the whole process and I took loads of pictures and videos. However, unfortunately, they were just on my phone and I was just insanely busy at the time to post them anywhere and even speak about it on YouTube. So that's exactly why I decided to make this video right now, so I can tell you in details how I furnished the apartment, what were the providers that I used, and I actually don't work or collaborate with them. I will just leave the names of them below in the description so you can reach out and furnish it the same way if you liked it. And also I will tell you everything about the costs. And before jumping into details, I decided to donate all my earnings on YouTube via ads for the first year of monetization, and that is specifically because I feel that there are better causes that could use this money, and also to fuel me and to grow this channel bigger, to be able to grow my audience and also help other people. So if you want to support me and be part of this cause, I will show you how I will donate them at the end of the year. And I've been only monetized for just 3 months now. I've made a few tens of dollars, but nevertheless, any sum is good for help. So if you want to support, then you can buy a super thanks or just let me know in the comments or via DMs. First things first, how I got this apartment, let me tell you just now. I have actually invested via the off-plan scheme, which currently I'm not so sure that it works very well for everyone, but at the time when I bought this apartment, it was very well priced. There was a very nice payment plan and it was before COVID, so that's why I think I made the right decision. However, if you're still looking into making your decision, either buying ready properties or off-plan, let me know. I'll try to help you with that. That's why I waited for 2 years until the property was completely built, and I got my keys to the property after paying everything to the developer, which in this case is Damak Properties. On the day of property handover, I got a nice present from Damak and Just Cavalli because they partnered with them for this property specifically. There was a few things. Actually, let me show you. I literally ran to my wardrobe to take this, and this is the present that I got from them. So if you open this up, it says welcome to your new home. You have a cup, you have also the keys were there, I just used them already. There you have a scanner as well and a USB stick, which will show you the property and the furnishings. So a pretty nice box that I got on the day of handover. But of course, most importantly were the keys, and to inspect the property and make sure that everything is right. There are no maintenance needed to be done. at least from the start, so that you make sure that you fix everything and you don't have any questions to them going forward. Through the Mac Living app, you actually get a 1-year maintenance support. So if anything breaks or there is any damage that has been created in the construction phase, because that's what's happened last with the apartment, then they will actually be able to repair it. So you just simply raise a request and the handyman will come and just help you with anything. And honestly, my tenant has used it already and they were super helpful with this. But going back to the furnishing of the apartment, I initially thought that this apartment doesn't really come pretty furnished, I would say, already, because when I saw it, it had the kitchen ready, it had the bathroom completely ready to be used, so I actually didn't change anything there. Even in the bedroom, you have a big wardrobe installed, so almost everything was done, which I kind of knew that they won't come just in gray walls or white walls like we call them in Eastern Europe, for example, but I knew that they will be kinda finished, but I didn't know that they will include things such as the fridge, the microwave, for example, or even the washing machine, which is crazy, to be honest. So all these things were already included in the price of the off-plan, and that is actually something common here in Dubai. When you buy an off-plan apartment, it will generally come half furnished. In this case, they call it unfurnished, but I believe this is kind of half furnished because anything left is just the beds and you can simply move in. But of course, if you want to just make it nicer and also rent it out, then you have to put some more effort into it. And that's exactly what I'm gonna tell you next. Although initially I thought that furnishing in Dubai is super expensive, and I did loads of research to understand where I can get the furnishings, the sofas, for example, the tables, I actually realized that furnishing in Dubai, if you do it yourself, it's actually coming up to be pretty affordable, and I would even risk to call it pretty cheap. And that is probably because Dubai is such a big mega hub where you can have anything delivered to you in the next day by midday, for example. So you have Amazon Prime, you have all kinds of local furnishing providers and even manufacturers that can build it for you, customize it and deliver it to you in less than a few days. That's simply crazy, and that's why having loads of supply will definitely influence the price and make it much cheaper than in other parts of the world. For example, I observed that even comparing to my home country of Moldova, where people are not super rich and the country is considered developing and you would expect the prices to be pretty low, everything was at least double the price of Dubai. So the fridges, for example, I didn't have to buy it, but I just checked out of curiosity and it was twice or 3 times the price. And the same came with the coffee machine, which I honestly just took it from back home, put it in the luggage and flew it over to Dubai because it was just much cheaper and I wouldn't use it back home anyway. So at that moment when I realized that I can do something actually pretty nice very fast and rent that apartment out in time to make my money back, obviously, then I actually started looking into the local market and see what kind of local opportunities or even manufacturers there are that can make something really cool for you and even customize it, which usually you would expect it to be super expensive, but in my case it was a very good choice. So if we would go through the furnishing details, which I will pop on the screen right now, you can see that for the bedroom I only needed a bed of 160 on 200, which is considered a queen bed, and that's the one that I actually customized from this company called Ashkar, and they were so helpful, so in time, and just simply replying every time I had any question whatsoever. So thanks so much for them. They also helped me with the mattress. And then the other things for the bedroom that I used were the chandelier that I simply ordered from the Noob, which is another property developer on the market. However, they also produce different furnishings and furniture, so you can check them out. It's not the most expensive, and I believe that's why it's not the best quality. However, there are quite a few really good things, and most importantly, I just use them for the chandeliers. I also wanted to make the apartment somehow in a theme, so in this case I used the olive color and greenish to make it more as a forest vibe, so you can even see this on the video that I showed for the before and after. Because in Dubai you have this vibe of a big city, of everything being in stone and basically having a stone jungle, concrete jungle. That's why I wanted some kind of a feeling of greenery, and that's exactly why I chose to customize them in olive. And then I also got a cabinet and the carpet and the painting here as well to match them pretty well, to have the wooden aspect as well, and also the painting would have this blend of green, wooden, and the faded white or into beige. That is literally everything that I needed for the bedroom to make it presentable, to make some nice pictures and be able to furnish it and rent it out. Also, I used the curtains, which I got from Home Center, and the holders actually I got them from Homebox, so there are different companies. However, I just didn't find anything minimalistic and also well priced in other places, so I just decided to combine them, and I think it ended up being a pretty good decision because they looked super minimalistic, they weren't very expensive, and that's exactly why I went for them. Moving to the living room, here I had a few more extra items, and of course the living room was the one that was the hardest to make because it's the first place where the person basically understands and meets the apartment and the interior, so you need to make it really nice, interesting, and more or less unique comparing to anything that's on the market. And that's exactly where this mixture and blends of wooden, even kind of Nutella color would come in and basically mix with the greens and the olive and the plant picture. That's an extra plant picture that I hanged on the wall. In the case of both bedroom and living room, I always had to measure all the distances and understanding if the fittings will fit eventually. So most importantly, the bed and the sofas, because the walls just, might be one size, but when you order and you receive those items, it could be slightly different. So I had to let a little bit of space just in case of anything. However, it all ended up being perfectly much. The people from Ashgar understood me so well and they delivered exactly what I needed. And with that, in the living room we have an L-shaped sofa which was customized. We have the sofa pillows which come for free with the sofa set. And then I also bought a TV and a TV unit which was from Amazon, so it was delivered the next day, very easy to be installed. Then I have another painting in the same complex with the one that I used in the bedroom and creating this greenery vibe. And then I have another chandelier from the Noob, which also it's in the same kind of concept as the one in the bedroom. And I also have the carpet from Home Center and the coffee table that is also in the same set with the TV unit and were ordered from Amazon, delivered next day, very easy to install, although there were a few things that could have been done easier, as the instructions weren't just the best. However, when you figure them out, it's actually pretty easy to install and they look phenomenal for the price that I paid. Here I also installed some curtains and curtain holders, which are exactly the same as the ones in the bedroom, because I didn't want to make the rooms look different and just have the same kind of feeling and vibe in both rooms, considering that it's a smaller apartment and you don't want it to be super diluted and multicolored. The kitchen area was the hardest one to furnish because it's super small, it's integrated with the living room, so I didn't have enough space to fit a bigger table and more chairs, and that's why I spent hours to find the right table that will perfectly fit with other furniture in this wooden Nutella style and color, and it was super difficult to find anything. I found this option finally on Amazon, which was imported from the US, so I had to pay even taxes on that. However, it was totally worth it because when it arrived, it simply blended perfectly with anything else, and it had this kind of vibey mood, somehow creating a loft environment with just two chairs and kind of the round table, maybe for some cocktails, or the best one, the old-fashioned, for example, would look very good there, but that's just my preference. And with that, the totals for everything was Ashgar 3,598 dirhams. The curtains and holders were 550 dirhams. The Danube chandeliers were 663 dirhams. And the Amazon orders, the first one you can see in the list was 2,558 dirhams, and the second coming at just under 1,000 at 920 dirhams. And finally, the home center orders for anything else, the carpets for example, was 570 and 98. I think the 98 was for the picture on the wall, but I'm not too sure since it was a year ago. However, next time when I'm going to furnish my next apartment, which I'm planning very soon, I will definitely make sure to just film everything during this process and release it as a clip and a video for you guys to watch in the making. With that being said, I didn't use and didn't furnish anything in the bathroom. I simply left it as it is because in my opinion it just looked beautiful and I didn't know what the tenant would like inside, so I just left it for them to finalize this and be able to also participate at furnishing this apartment to make it their own and feel more homely as well. Nevertheless, I hope you got a good understanding of what it's like to furnish a one bedroom in downtown Business Bay, Dubai, and what are the prices for this. Honestly, it's crazy. I didn't expect it to actually be around $3,000 for everything, even including the TV, which it just blows my mind. However, that's the reality. You can also check that for yourself. And I also need to mention that I used some help for installing some of those things, which was mainly Justlife, which is one of the biggest and most known apps integrated with Kareem, where you can order the handymans, you can order electricians to come to your place and help you with installing chandeliers, for example, or any kind of paintings, and even the sofas and the beds. So it wasn't just me. I tried to just manage everything and make it perfect without any repairs needed whatsoever after the process. However, this is the help that I used. It's also priced pretty cheap because the labor here in Dubai, many of you know that it's not super expensive. However, I made sure to tip them very well at the end because they really did a good job. So thanks for you guys if you're watching as well. And with that being said, I hope you found this video helpful and interesting, and if you like the apartment, the before and after, let me know in the comments below. I really wanna see if you liked it, what's the feedback, and maybe some ideas that I could use for the future apartments. And with that, have a nice day. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.